Right.
It's good to burp. Helps with your helps with your GI.
Right.
Always
that's like
burp.
big old
and
burps in
fart.
my face.
Yeah, no, it's very important you burp and fart.
Wait, no, we need to keep this in the episode.
Okay, well, top of episode, it's really good for you to burp and fart.
Okay.
Because actually, I've learned in somatics, that is like how your GI is trying to get back into like its proper placement is through burping, farting, like shaking, all those things. But it's actually really important we do that. Like I burp like crazy when my nervous system is trying to get together. I'm not a huge farter. I'm more of a burper.
I can definitely fart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not a big farter.
I feel like it's because I'm such like a girl who was raised by her dad and her older brother.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't really taught like, oh, like you shouldn't just like rip it.
Okay, yeah. I feel like
now I've learned.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with you ripping it. Like it's
so no, you accept me for everything.
When I was younger, I used to sneeze and fart at the same time, like a lot.
You couldn't control it?
Couldn't control it. And my brother would always be like, this is out of this planet. But I couldn't control it. I just never knew. So now I'm like, squeeze the booty cheeks. But I'm letting it go now.
Frankie literally used to fart in my face and like hold my face.
That is torture.
Such torture.
That is such brother energy.
You'd like fart and like waft it and like put it like in my face.
I feel like my brother do that too. It's disgusting.
Yeah, so wrong.
So boy.
Yeah, we're coming for you, brothers. Watch out.
All right, my loves, we are kicking off this episode as real as it gets of Sam and I talking about burping and farting. But truly, we are so excited to jump in talking about how we curate our wellness rituals, our routines, and how you can create your best routine and rituals for you. So we had some amazing questions come through, and I feel like while you're listening, always checking in of what is true for you, what feels like is right for you. And you can just do that by when you hear something that feels like, oh, I actually resonate with that or that feels good in my body, try it out for 30 days. But we're going to dive into some of amazing questions you guys had.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for all these questions. I'll do our first one here. What is your favorite morning and evening ritual? Just pick one. You're going to do your morning first?
Yeah, let's do morning first. Okay. I love this because I feel like it changes so much. I love that I always feel like I have a new one.
I agree.
When we answer these. So mine right now that is changing the game for me is grounding my feet outside and collecting my own energy. So Nikki Novo, who we've had on the podcast, she taught me this right at the top of the day. I don't speak to anyone. I just go outside barefoot and I put my feet in the grass, soil, dirt, whatever I can find. And I picture the nature, the universe, my spirit guides, ancestors, everyone giving me all of my energy. So we collect a lot of energy from other people in our days.
Yeah.
This fills you up with your wholeness.
Do you feel it happening?
Oh, I feel it. And you feel what it feels like to be in your own energy, because I think we forget what that feeling can feel like. So when you start the day with remembering what that actually feels like, what's your wholeness feel like, it is a game changer for me. And then I put a bubble around me. And this is for me particular because I think I attract energy a lot and I take it in. So then I put a bubble around me after I'm filled up. And when I'm in my days, the bubble is this beautiful protection of almost if someone said something that's not for me, but they projected it towards me, it bounces off the bubble, kind of like a what is that? Like a
boomerang.
A boomerang, exactly. And that's now my morning ritual that I like truly can't live without. And it takes me 3 minutes.
I love that. You know what's funny? And this is such like a real life thing. I hate getting my feet dirty. Like even we're doing so much construction in our backyard and I have my flip-flops outside that they are like my backyard flip-flops that I put on anytime I'm walking around. And I wonder if anyone else deals with that, with like wanting to do the grounding exercise, but also being like, fuck, I'm like perfectly clean right now.
See, I love it. I'm like, get the toes in
You're like,
dirt.
give me mud.
The only time I can is like going to bed. I wipe my feet before. But even if I take a shower, I love the cleanest feet in bed.
Totally.
But I get that.
Oh, no. Yeah. Before bed, I put on so much lotion on my feet.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try it and get over my dirty feet complex.
You got this.
My favorite morning ritual right now is also very unique to this time because this is one that I totally got from doing the Hoffman process, and it's called a Quadrinity check. So a Quadrinity check is a certain type of meditation where you're going through your personal quadrinity, which is your body, your intellect, your emotions, and your spirit. So every single morning it's usually like 10 to 15 minutes where I sit with every single aspect of my quadrinity and understand where I'm at and what it needs. And I actually sit there and think it too. And when you think about who we are as human beings, we're very complex. And when I don't separate my body from my mind, which is my intellect, from my emotions, which also cares for my inner child, from my spirit, which I definitely believe our spirit is the leader of our quadrinity. And my spirit to me is who I am when I'm fully embodied in my quadrinity. So when I can't separate all of them, I get very overwhelmed in my meditation. But when you do separate them and you're talking directly to your body, okay, like how am I feeling in my body right now? Okay, let's go to my intellect. Where is my brain at? Where is my mind going towards? What does my brain and my intellect need from me today? Now, what emotions am I feeling? What does my inner child need from me today? And then finally settling into my spirit and allowing my spirit to lead me through that day. That has been a game changer. And I actually have not missed it one day since coming back from Hoffman. And it's been 2 months now, which is crazy how quickly time passes. But again, within this episode, when you know and you find something that's right for you, you can't do your day without it. I had a 6 a.m. flight last week when I was heading to Mexico. So that was a 4 a.m. wake up, 4:30 getting into an Uber to head to the airport. And I'm sitting there in the Uber with my headphones on. Andrew respects it because he knows I'm in my time. And I'm journaling and I'm doing my quad check at 4:30 in the morning. Like that's how you know you need something to start your day.
But it's like when you find the things that actually change your life, you actually crave them. It's like you crave sugar or certain things, the bad things, like you end up craving the good things so much. On that quad check, I think it's so beyond powerful that you can distinguish between head, body, spirit. Like that is a tool that I think if we can all access will change our lives. Do you write it down? Like say you're in your quad check. Do you remember everything that is being spoken to or said? Like, are you jotting down? Or are you keeping your eyes closed and then journaling after?
I do it during.
Okay.
So I do a meditation before I'm going into my quad check too, which I would say is like an extension of my meditation. During my quad check, I have my journal there with me, and I have this custom journal from Etsy that's beautiful and my favorite pen. Like I feel like journaling should also be a practice that like you crave the art of writing. Like there's something very cathartic about that. So I'll literally write down body, intellect, emotion, spirit. And I write down everything that I'm feeling. And certain days, like this morning, for example, a lot that was coming up was about embracing change and stop resisting change and to really be in flow around change. So I had that practice with how does change apply to my body? How does change apply to my intellect, my emotions, and my spirit? And how all those different parts of my quadrinity are feeling within that. So after I finish my body, I write that down. So I am sitting there with my eyes closed feeling it. And then once it comes to me, I do like the cathartic practice of writing it in that moment.
It's unreal. I feel like, again, starting that conversation with all your different parts.
Yeah.
Once we can get masters at that, game over.
Oh my God. I mean, I used to not even have any conversation with my body.
It's so normal.
Yeah.
It's so normal for us to also not be able to distinguish the difference between who is speaking. Like,
yeah, because your intellect is strong.
And remember,
like
it's always just trying to protect us. That a lot of the times the intellect is just living in a survival fear based. So that's why it's so important for us to get into the body and the spirit. The intellect is so great for survival, but also we need the spirit or the body to guide us to actually what is for us.
Yes. So the quad check and the grounding. What about nighttime? What's your nighttime ritual? Or the one nighttime ritual that like you absolutely need?
When you said it, the thing that actually came to mind right now, I think because I'm traveling a lot, that is important that I'm setting the tone, is the lighting. I desperately need the mood to change. So I'm staying at JT's family's home. And of course, everyone has their ways they do things. And JT and I truly decked out the guest room. We got a diffuser. We got dim lighting.
I love that.
We got a mattress topper. We got our certain pillows. I know this sounds crazy, but we spent a lot of time there where for my evening routine and ritual to turn on, I need the vibes to be on and I need the lighting to be dim, telling my body, hey, it's time to go down.
Yeah.
So we bring a candle with us. And now even in the kitchen, like I know where the lights are and I'll be like, can I turn off this light? Because for me, it truly changes the game for my system of saying we're going down now. You can actually get your rest and turn off. So that would probably be the biggest evening ritual that I am like it's such an easy thing to do, but it's such a game changer in whatever space that I'm in.
That was actually the first thing we did when we moved into our home here in Austin. I had a guy come in and dim all of our lights, like put them on a dimmer.
Yes.
Because it does mess with your circadian rhythms. I can feel it. I'm really sensitive to it as well.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, I mean, I'm so close with my mother-in-law as well, Trey, and Tracy's house, it's like, it almost feels like it's like blue light coming out of the ceiling.
Yeah. A lot of lights now they're making with the white.
Yes.
Right. And I'm like,
so
I
bright.
cannot see or breathe in here.
Yeah. No, it feels like you're in a classroom.
It really does, which no one should be going to sleep in a dentist's office.
No.
Like your body actually can't relax.
I agree.
Right? So the dim is amazing. I even feel like what I want to take it another level at my house of like being an only candlelit home like late in the night.
I love that.
Right? I'm like, that's the dream. We haven't hit there yet. But I think the way that your body would just instantly calm down when you just have candles lit everywhere, even fake candles, like you don't have to do real.
Ooh, I'm inspired. Yeah. I really like that. My nighttime ritual, I would say similar to my quad check, is more of like another meditation, but I actually like to do it with Andrew. So even if you have a roommate at home, or maybe it's a phone call you make to a friend if you live alone, but Andrew and I, at the end of every day, it's not this cheesy thing of like, what are you grateful for? But it is kind of that moment of like real appreciation and gratitude for what that day brought you. And I have found even in my hardest moments, in my most challenging times, when I am practicing appreciation and gratitude before bed, it's a game changer for me. And it's as simple as just saying one thing out loud. And sometimes I even love to play with Andrew and like get funny with it, but we'll say like our 1 to 3 things from our day, and then also give the affirmation to our partner of like, what's one thing today that like reminded you of this life that we get to live and like all the gifts that come from it. And I know it can sound kind of cheeky hearing that, but once you put it into practice, it's such a game changer. And I think if you're trying to find the way that you like to communicate and figure out how you can express words of affirmation, little things like that that might feel uncomfy at first are actually going to become such a routine and ritual for you. And you're going to become such a superstar communicator. And being able to communicate the things that you're grateful for is such a life changer for me.
You know, I'm so obsessed with somatic stuff right now, so I'm going to continue to bring it in just because I think you've practiced somatic work without knowing
I have no idea.
Your whole life, which is so cool because the fact that you're like thinking of gratitude before bed.
Yeah.
That is actually such a regulating tool of we focus so much. Our brains, again, are trying to focus on survival, maybe the negatives in the day. Yeah. When you focus with gratitude with Andrew at the night, you're finding they call them glimmers. And even if they're so subtle and so small, you're showing your body safety. So I think it's so powerful. Like when we say gratitude, I think people are like, you kind of think of the same things like, oh, I'm grateful for coffee. I'm grateful for I'm alive. You know, like that was me at one point. Yeah. You kind of start saying the same things.
I like getting really specific.
And the specificness is how actually your body feels, what sensations it feels like to feel good. So you being like specific of like, oh, I loved how Andrew made me this coffee that had cinnamon in it. It tasted blah, blah, blah. Perfect. He used my perfect cup. Your body's like reliving that moment. And then it feels, oh my gosh, we actually feel good. I know what it feels like to have a glimmer or feel good rather than focusing on surviving and the bad. So I just love that's such a powerful tool to use, especially at the end of your day when you've had a day to pick those out.
And it doesn't really need to be this thing where you're like grabbing your journal and like making such a to-do of it. It can be on your car ride home after going out to dinner. It can be getting into bed and like turning over to your partner and just remembering to say it out loud. It can literally be while you're brushing your teeth. Like whatever it is, it should feel so second nature. And these things that you add on to your days that are these rituals and routines, it should never feel forced. It should feel very natural. And once it's natural, you know it's meant for you. I know we're only supposed to pick one, and this is where
you stop.
I can't. I have to say one more for the nighttime because this has changed my life. Y'all, our phones are traps. Like, they're such traps. They steal us from the present moment. They interrupt where we want to be. They intrude our energy. I do not bring my phone into our room ever anymore. And with what Sammy and I get to do with work, there's definitely some like fun late night texts that we have, whether I'm like trying on a new activewear sample that we're making, or we have like a really fun idea. I mean, Sammy and I are just always chatting, and our team just gets really excited about a lot too. But there comes a point in the night where I feel good, work is done, and I want to be so present with Andrew. And like, just like you dim the lights, I kind of like put the phone up and I put it on Do Not Disturb downstairs, and I don't look at it until I'm done with my meditation the next day.
I love it. I think it's brilliant.
Game changer.
Yeah, I honestly think that there's a lot of science backed of not having your phone also by your head while you sleep. So
the EMFs. It is crazy. Okay, next question.
What do you do when you are having a hard day to feel your best self?
My gut punch on that is go for a walk and get outside. And it's interesting. And I bet there is actually something within like the somatics within this. Anytime I'm having a hard time and I'm inside, I'll start pacing, which is my body telling me, you need to go for a walk. You need to get out there. I heal myself through movement. And something as simple as a walk that I can do anywhere, anytime. I mean, if I could get in a workout at that point, amazing. But a walk is the cure for me, especially if there's sunshine involved, fresh air. Something as simple as like feeling the wind on my skin and in my hair, like it cures me. I think that's mine for sure.
Honestly, I would take that one. So I'm going to do one differently, but I could not agree more. Like, I think walking is the most powerful tool. Getting outside is insane. And then actually walking is just, it really is the most powerful tool ever, especially when you're having a tough day. Mine right now that came to my heart was listening to someone that brings me safety, soothing, calmness. Mine right now is Sarah Baldwin, who's like a teacher in my life, and she has a podcast. And just hearing her voice is so calming for me when I'm having a bad day. So even if it's your mom or your friend, you know, or even listening to someone you don't know at all, like this podcast, maybe this is like there's
even
something in your music. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like something in your system that you can be having a hard day, but when you hear that voice or when you hear that singer or when you hear that podcast, you feel so good. And finding those people, I think, is really special. And I found mine, and I love using that as a tool, like truly turning them on while I'm cooking, and hearing their voices just calms my body down when I'm having a hard day.
I love that. I recently found a song. It's called I Am Light. And I'm blanking on
Is it like this? I am light.
I am light.
I love that
Okay,
song.
we need to link it in the show notes.
It's so powerful.
That artist,
I know.
she changes the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so a funny thing about me, I'm Jewish, but I love like Christian music because it's so powerful. Like the messaging is so deep. And this artist does so many like spiritual songs, and that she almost takes mantras and makes them into music. So if you can't find like the podcast that you love that brings you that peace, or if you don't quite have the person who does that in your life right now, I do think that this artist and these songs brings that in.
JT
deeply.
actually showed me her, and And we play it all the time in the morning. Like if we're driving somewhere and you're just on repeat. And they're like affirmations, but she sings them so beautifully.
Yeah.
I want to say her name's like something chorus, or am I thinking something different?
Oh my gosh.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
But I love that song.
Yeah. Okay, next question. What is your current workout split and when do you like to move?
So my current workout split is a little different right now because I am training for the New York Marathon. So a huge goal for me is to build even more strength than I already have been, and incorporating running and then lots of recovery. So I'm in the beginning stages. The marathon is in November. I actually have a funny story about the marathon, but I'll share it with you after this episode.
No, you need to now.
This long story short, I met this girl at a party and I was telling her about the marathon. She's like, congrats. And I was telling her, I've really ran 30 minutes. I'm not that great yet. She thought I was running the entire time. We were talking for like an hour. She thought I was running the LA marathon, which happens last week. And she was cheering me on. She's like, if you need a walk, that's okay. God. And afterwards I was like, girl, like, thank you for the encouragement, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get through it. And she goes, well, you have like a couple days till the marathon.
She's like, I'll see you next week.
She thought I only ran 30 minutes for the LA marathon. I'm like, girl, I'm running the New York marathon, but I love you. But she did not like hesitate. She's like, you got this. If you need to walk though, it's okay.
I wonder how many people do show up to a marathon without training.
Oh, I would be terrified. Like even starting training, thinking of 26 miles and I've ran 30 minutes, which is around 3 miles. Like, no, it's insane. I definitely personally need the training. So right now I'm doing 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week of running, and I'm running 30 minutes. So Mondays is my strength days. I am training with JT on Mondays, which is about 2 hours in the gym. So we're like lifting heavy, squat rack, like deadlifts, like heavy weights, which is bringing me back to long ago when I first started. Very OG. I'm grateful for JT's motivation because, to be honest, I don't really love it. Like, I'm so honest with him. I'm like, I'm such a 30-minute girly, but I know this is so good for me. So I'll do one long one on Mondays.
Okay.
Which is super cool to see, like, me squatting and seeing, like, the weight go up. It is, like, a very empowering,
I think there's
strong
also
feeling.
So much accountability in working out with your partner.
Yeah, I love it.
It's really fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, and it's fun to like wake up early and do it together.
For sure.
And then Tuesdays, I'll go on a run. So I'll do like a 30-minute run. And then Wednesdays, I'll do another strength day. I'm filming for a new workout program.
He's so good.
So I'm filming for that. So that's consisting of like 30, 35-minute advanced strength workouts. So I'm getting my strength in that day as well. And then Thursday, I'll do a 30-minute run. Mm-hmm. Friday, I'll do another strength day. Saturday, it's dependent if I'll either do a run or another strength day. And then Sunday, I'll do a recovery. I mean, every day I'm kind of like rolling out and doing way more recovery with the running because my body's definitely feeling it in different ways. And I'm definitely having to eat a lot more, which I know we could tap into, but that is my current workout split as of now. So it's changing, which is fun.
It's badass.
It's fun.
It is like, different for you.
Let us know in the comments too if you guys would like to see a running program, because I do think you actually need the strength part of it. I think a lot of people just run when they're training.
You need to maintain your muscle.
But you need to maintain your muscle, and you also need to feel really strong in your body to run that distance. And that's like a lot of coaches have recommended that to me, which I'm like, great, that's literally what I do. So I could totally put a program together. I'm super passionate about it now.
Are you doing only in the morning or when?
So I'll do usually in the morning. Yeah. Sometimes I'll sprinkle in a run if I didn't get it in the morning to like an afternoon, especially if it's like nice out, but mostly morning.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm only morning. I feel like if I don't, today we had a busy morning, so I feel, and I had to drive Andrew to the airport. Like if stuff comes up.
Yeah.
But for me, movement's the first thing I want to do to start my day. And I think it just allows me to go into my day feeling my best self. So definitely a morning workout. I'm still in a very soft season for myself right now. So yeah, I think I've been really allowing that to flow. So I follow Form Strength schedule, and I'll do probably like 3 days of strength right now. But y'all, I used to be so rigid. Like I would do our schedule 5 days a week, every single week. Like I never missed a day. And I'm just in a different season. I don't know. And I'm grooving with it. But I do think I'm feeling, like spring is here now. I feel my energy changing, but I've been really patient with myself, which I'm proud of.
I'm really proud of you in that. And I hope you guys can hear, even in these episodes, that like I feel like our morning routine rituals, our workout splits,
Always
they change.
It's always changing.
And I think we should encourage that way more.
I agree. I mean, I think back to myself 6 months ago, if there was a day where I wasn't lifting a dumbbell and doing something for my body in that way, I didn't feel like myself.
I feel like in the beginning too, you have to gain that discipline where you have to be a little bit more rigid rather than so flexible.
Yeah.
Where now you understand your body so much that the flexibility is actually a win.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So yeah, I'm strength training about 3 times a week. Then other than that, I'm just walking. I love my walks. I really do. But yeah, I'm really I'm a soft girl right now.
I love soft
in the
girly.
best way. Okay, next question.
How to prioritize what routines you want to do when you feel like there could be 1,000 things.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there are 1,000 things. And I think that's where your connection with self comes in, because a morning or an evening routine can become a checklist so fast and something that you almost feel like you're checking boxes versus getting to do. So my advice would be the simpler, the better. You know what things change your life. And just because you're hearing from someone else, and it could even be from us on this podcast, of what's changing our life, you need to know what works for you. And if you're someone right now who has zero routine and no rituals, start with one thing. Truly one thing. Pick one thing. Say, every morning, the first thing I want to do is go outside and just feel the sunshine. Something really simple that could take 5 minutes. Do that every day for a week, see how you feel, and then add on to it. Don't wake up one day from 0 to 100 and say, all right, now I'm going to have a 3-hour morning routine. And that's not serving you. That's actually taking away from what you get to do.
That's so yourself. Again, we talk about this, the overwhelm of there's so many products you could use. There's so many rituals you could do. There's so many workout routines you could do.
Yeah.
You have to just pick one and start. It's gonna prison you if you're trying to do it all.
Yeah.
So the only way you could actually find out what works for you is by just trying one. Like, again, we've changed so many times. You have to just pick what is one thing that actually feels like I'm excited about and to try for these next couple days. Not the 1,000 things. I'm going to pick one thing in each area. Maybe you pick one thing for the morning, one thing for the evening, and start there, rather than I'm going to pick 5 things for the morning, 5 things for the evening, and you've never had a routine in your life.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I love the saying, get 1% better every day. And if you're going to try to do 10 new things one morning, there's no way you're going to be able to be consistent with that. And the beauty of a ritual and a routine is consistency. It's what you can realistically come back to. So I think of my 65-year-old dad. He wakes up every morning, drinks a ton of water, and goes for a 60-mile bike ride. If it's too windy, he'll go for a 10-mile walk.
Insane, but yeah.
He's insane. But obviously that takes him a really long time, but he's doing 2 things every single morning: drinking water and moving his body.
I love it.
It's very simple. Okay, next question. What is your favorite habit stacking hack that makes your routine easier?
I know yours, so I'm going to pick a different one.
Do you think I'm going to go with the walking one?
Yeah.
You could hit the walking one. I have another one, I think.
No, it's okay. I feel like you are the queen of actually that.
Yeah.
But you hit yours first because I don't know. You know mine already.
I have a few for you that I've taken from you. Like how you put out your water when you know you want to chug it the next day.
Yeah.
How you put out your workout set because you know you want the confidence to wake up, put on a cute form set, and then go into your movement. Like, you're really good at seeing to do.
Yeah, that is actually a really good point. I feel like the one thing that I have done forever, and it's allowed me to be continuous with my supplements, is the glass of water by my bed.
Yeah.
And literally my seed right next to it, and I don't miss a beat.
Yeah. So there you get your supplements and your water all in one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say Sam and I are both also really great at a habit stack on a walk. And what I will do is after a typical morning, I'll complete my form workout and then I'll go inside and get ready for a walk. And I like to do 5 miles before I start my day, which is 10,000 steps. And honestly, y'all, it doesn't really take that long. And especially if you can habit stack it, you're really productive. So I'll go out, bring my headphones, trucker hat, sunglasses, like I'm ready to rock. And I also love having a fanny pack with like my favorite lippy. I love my summer Fridays. If, take like a big drink of water before I go so I know I can hit this 5 miles. And I'll know what I need to do for that day, but I would say that's a great time for me to do podcast research. So really understanding like where we want to take certain episodes that we're leaning into. This is my perfect time to call my people. So I'll call my dad, my brother, Andrew's family, some friends, send voice notes, just sending out that love. I really love doing that. I'll also grind out my emails. So something that I feel like I'm really, really good at is having my to-do list, listening to something inspiring while also doing a lot of the inbound that's coming out that I need to answer. Because once all of that is done, that's when my like pen twirling creativity strategy brain can be full send on. And sometimes that can't all happen on a walk, but most of the time I'll leave enough in my inbox that I can crush, so that by the time I'm back to my desk, I can be the like creative genius versus the admin person that we can sometimes fall into.
I love this. I just had a thought too. I feel like a walk in multitasking is so incredible. For me personally, doing a workout, I know some people like literally take calls or do things while they're working out.
I could never.
And that is something that I personally couldn't do because I think that's such a different
Even listening
energy.
to a podcast while working out doesn't feel.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I feel like because working out for myself is such a fill my cup, actually be so intentional, where a walk, you're getting so much amazingness by being outside, moving your body, that multitasking actually feels really good. But I have to check in with myself of when habit stacking is healthy and when it's actually not doing something for my soul.
I think a good gauge of it is if the movement is passive. And a walk to me is a very passive thing that you don't have to think about, where the actual workout is something we're like energetically pouring into. So it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've definitely done better of being intentional where we need to and not habit stacking and multitasking because we want to be really present in areas.
I agree. Okay, the thing that comes to mind most is being on a work call while also answering emails.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing anything while you're on a phone call, you're actually not present. So what Sam and I have done, if we want to habit stack on team calls or like internal calls, is like for our executive all hands that we have weekly, we take that on a walk, but the entire team that's taking it's also on a walk.
Yeah.
But none of us are like emailing on the side or like,
right.
Because
it's a great question. If you are emailing on the side, then why are you on the meeting? Like, I think we've had a check-in of being like, should I be on this meeting? Because I feel like I could be doing 4 other things. And that's when you know you're not actually on the right call or meant to be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Load that for us. The continuous check-ins we have.
Yeah.
Top 3 supplements. Yeah. Let's start with top 3 supplements that are like.
I mean, I feel like y'all could probably guess ours.
No brainer right now.
I would say Armor Colostrum for sure. I do at least 4 scoops a day unflavored in my water every single morning. De-bloat from ProMix. I love the white peach. So I add that to about like 6 ounces of water on an empty stomach every single morning. And the white peach tastes like Snapple. It's so good. Really is. But I really love de-bloat. And that's prebiotic, probiotic, also has some vitamin C. And then lastly, I would say my Ultima electrolytes. And I really love the lemonade flavor.
The lemonade's the best.
It's the best.
So to be honest, I take all of those that Sam just said and just Armra has been my new, like, can't live without it. Every single day I've been traveling so much. And y'all, I used to get sick every single time I traveled, like without a doubt. And I swear Armra is the reason I'm not.
Yeah, it supports your immune system crazy.
Way more in my body. I agree. Yeah. So I'm not going to say the same ones as Sam's, but that's literally what's in my water right now.
Yeah.
The other 3 that I love is, cheers, sorry, ma'am, missed ya.
I'm like, I need some of that right now.
Can't not cheers you. The other 3 I'm obsessed with is a magnesium at night. I love Array's magnesium that they came out with. It's really good. I also like Bio Optimizer's magnesium.
Yeah, Bio Optimizers.
Oh, is that what it's called?
They made it into a powder now.
Oh, interesting.
So you could pop the pill, or they have a powder.
Okay, yeah,
or, like,
right
the
now
Sleepy
I
Girl
pop the
mocktail. Yeah, pill popping animal over there.
But I actually really love Array too. Another one I love from Array is their creatine.
Love.
Super
The gummies.
good. And then the last one I'll say that I've said on here so many times is Kion, the aminos. I still add into my water every single day too.
Mixed berry.
Only mixed berry,
Only
guys.
mixed berry.
I promise you.
Trust us on that. We will never lead you wrong.
I have had DMs being like, thank you for telling me about mixed berry. I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah. No, honestly, like, you're never going to be routine with something that you don't like the taste of.
You have to like it.
You have to like it.
Yeah. If you're putting powders in your water, you have to like the flavor.
You know, it's crazy. I can't just drink normal water now. Because I'm so used to my juiced up water.
I could not agree more.
Yeah, it's wild. There's always something going in there. Something else I love about this question is not only us sharing our favorite supplements, but also figuring out what supplements you actually need. And something Sam and I have both done that we could not recommend more is Function Health by Dr. Mark Hyman. So basically, you do all these blood tests, and when they get your results back, they'll tell you what you're deficient in and what supplements your body actually needs versus you swiping up on some Instagram ad. So could not recommend Function Health enough to actually get to know your body, understand the science of what your body needs, and give it from there.
Yeah, if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's because maybe you don't know what supplements you're supposed to take, and Function has solved this for us. Even when I go there, they're like, the people taking my blood, they're always like, this is a really amazing thing of how much blood and results you're getting for the price you're getting. Truly, he tells me that, and I'm like, honestly, the amount of blood you're taking, are you getting everything up in there? But tell me everything, and now I have everything I need to know about my body.
Yes, they'll also tell you what foods you should avoid versus focus on. I mean, it's insane, the dashboard of it all. My favorite thing is it tells you your biological age, though. So I'm 15, which is my biggest flex.
I'm 17.
And Sam's 2 years older than me. She's 17 years old. So Sam's my DD because I can't drive yet, technically being 15 years old.
I drove you here.
I honestly probably shouldn't drive with how I drive. Okay, next question. How to keep your routine when you have a busy job?
Well, I think we are talking from the people who I feel like have a very busy life, and we can say that this is something that we just have to prioritize if we want to be our best selves in our lives. Truly, I think we are the ones that need it the most, the people that are busy. And honestly, I think a lot of people are busy. If you have kids, you are busy no matter what.
Cannot imagine.
If you are human nowadays, we are busy. So I think everyone needs it. How I prioritize it, being a busy
like how you make sure you show up for your routine, even though you're going to have a really busy day.
I've gotten to the point where it makes you feel so good and so right. It's just a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
It's it really is almost my religion. I literally can't live without it. And if it's cut down, that's fine. But I could never, I'm telling you right now, I could never just wake up and not do anything from my routine. But the reason it is that intense for me is because it has changed my life, and because it connects me to my body, because it makes me a better person, because I can show up right here and speak from my heart, because I can show up in my relationships. I literally can't live without it. And I think you need to find those things where it gets to that point. So even when you have kids, you bring them with you into your routine. You go outside, you both plant your feet into the ground because you know how good it is for you. You have them practice gratitude with you.
I can just picture your little babies grounding with you.
Oh, their little
River kind of does it already.
He does. He literally meditates with me. And I think you have to bring them along, and busy can't be our excuse because we need this. And if you're too busy for even anything, I think you got to reevaluate your days, your routines, the people. You need help.
Yeah, that's
not like you need help, but I mean if people can support you, you have a partner,
sure.
You have even reach out to someone, a neighbor. We need that 5 minutes to ourselves.
That was my thought. You don't need that much time, and your routine can actually be fluid throughout your day. I'm not going to stop drinking my water while I'm very busy here, recording this podcast. It actually comes with me. But yeah, I would say the dream routine and ritual is realistic. It can't be for you if it's not realistic. And if you can't do both, I would say whatever you're trying to do is just not realistic for your lifestyle.
And that's the thing real quick is I think y'all were trying to go 1 to 100. You're hearing all of these. Some people do have 3-hour routines and they wake up at 4 a.m. Good for them.
The trend of like the 5 to 9 before the 9 to 5.
Right.
Like I respect it, but I also can't wake up at 5 a.m.
Exactly. And that's why you have to find a realistic routine that works for you. You can't do what works for everyone else.
I agree. I love asking moms this question because I do think having kids is going to change our routines, which for any mom listening, like you are a superhero, superwoman. And obviously, like we're going to change once that time comes. But that, again, is where you stay realistic with what you can do and also not allowing your own life to bulldoze you. Like everything's a choice. So if you're living a life right now that feels like it's bulldozing you and you can't take time for self, reevaluate some things. There's the power of saying no. You have choice in this life. You have the choice to say no.
I look at JT's mom as probably one of the greatest examples of this.
With
She's had 7 children, and she has never missed a day of movement. Like her, if you guys see her, she literally is
so
mom
ripped.
of 7. She's so ripped, but she is just, no matter what, that woman gets her movement in because she knows it makes her a better person for her kids. Her kids are 13 going to the gym because they see how much it affects your life. Like it actually impacts the people around you when you choose yourself in these routines.
If you're in a job right now and your boss is like, no, you need to be at the office at 7 a.m. or whatever crazy mandates are happening for you to not be able to prioritize yourself in the mornings, let your boss know that you're going to be a way better performer if you can take this time for self in the morning. Set up your own dream life.
Build that PowerPoint.
Yeah, seriously. Like present that shit and get it approved because I don't think there's any excuse to not prioritize yourself.
Could not agree more.
Okay, last question. How do you prioritize alone time even in healthy relationships? I feel like we're both pretty good at this.
Yeah. Do you want to go first? I went first the last one.
I would say communication. You know, I think I'm thinking of my relationship with Andrew, but I'm also thinking of our relationship and our partnership. And it's funny, like Sam and I could live together because we know how to respect each other's boundaries. And I'm sure everyone listening can think of that friend where you can literally be like so in each other's presence, but also be in your own. But my gut punch on this answer is being able to communicate that like, I'm going to go for a walk. And you can just feel each other's energy in that and saying that like you want that alone time. Alone time for me is really important. And I think I've actually integrated it into my rituals and into my morning routines and evening routines. When I meditate, I'm alone. And then, you know, there's certain aspects of my evening routine where I'm also alone. I also wonder, like my friends who are very, very social, because I think I've like kind of just been a little less social recently. I also wonder when they get their alone time. And I think there is a phase of life where you start prioritizing alone time differently. And I'm definitely in that stage. So I've found my voice of communicating in such a healthy way, of saying something like, I'm so excited to just go for a walk and like take some space. And if you're saying that, everyone around you is not going to be like, oh, let me come with you. Like they know and they can respect that. And also to take away any guilt from self of, you know, we were mentioning staying at our mother-in-law's homes earlier. When I'm staying with Trey, I love taking that time to say like, I'm going to go for my own walk or I'm going to go meditate in my bedroom. Yeah, just communication. I think that's really the key.
I could not agree more. And I think when you practice alone time, you start to realize how beneficial it is. So if you're asking this question of how do I do it, I think when you start to do it, you crave it. And the people around you will respect it because they're going to see you show up better. So
and when you're giving them alone time too, they're like, oh, this is nice.
This is nice. And you're so right to the communication. It's like if you Sam and I, when I stay at her place, she'll like text me like going on a morning walk and I'll be like, do you want a buddy or do you want to go solo? Yeah. Even if I know she wants me to go with her because she would have said, I want space. But I just want to like clarify of just because I'm staying here does not mean we need to do every single thing together. Yeah. And I love how I know she would be so real with me. If she's like, I need to go solo, and I'll be like, hell yeah, I love that. I'm going to go do my thing. But even I witnessed this last night. It's just that communication and awareness of people. But once you do it for yourself, you find the awareness in others. After dinner, JT and I will usually go on afternoon walks, like after we have a dinner, and then we'll take like a 10-minute walk, which is great for the digestion. Everyone,
Yes.
we had, who was it that was talking about that on here? We had someone that told us to do that after every meal. Oh,
Sal's definitely, yeah.
It's such a powerful tool. But last night I could tell JT needed to go alone, but he didn't say that. And he's like, I'm going to go for the walk. And I was like, you enjoy yourself. And he was like, thank you. And I just felt it in my body of like, we don't need to go every time together. Like, take this moment to yourself. I take zero offense. This is not personal at all. And I'm actually so excited to go have a cup of tea by myself. We've had such a day.
That reminded me of something with Andrew and I, since we both work from home. So I would say in our home, we've actually spatially created protection and boundary around this happening. But sometimes, obviously, we can just both be in the same area. If we're both maybe on our laptops in the living room, it becomes this thing where like you're in the same room, so you start speaking, but like I'm trying to grind out these emails or he's trying to get some deck done and like whatever it is. And anytime I feel that happening, instead of being like, stop talking to me and like being a little bitch, I'll just say like, I'm going to go back to my office so we can both take this time to just crush and come back together in a way where we can pour into each other's cups. And even I was at a wedding this past weekend and the mother of the bride was giving marriage advice and she said, make sure you pour into each other's cups before your cups are depleted. And to me, that's a perfect example of that. I don't want to be around Andrew when I can't pour into his cup. And when I'm still grinding on the stuff that I need to just get done, I shouldn't really be in his energy. So I think really also just respecting the boundaries and being in separate rooms. Like respect that and honor that because it really allows you to maintain that alone time that's so needed.
I love it. These were such incredible questions that I feel like, gosh, you guys, I say this every time, but it's like therapy for us. Like we get to really reflect on what's working for us, what we want to pour more into, what we want to change. And I just hope you feel the support of this is just a journey and you're continuously growing and figuring out what works for you. And I'm so excited for you to continue to figure out which rituals and routines work specifically for you.
Yes. Let us know your favorite non-negotiables too, because we're always here to get inspired. Or if you're trying something new, let us know. This is all our own journey that we're each on in the best way. And again, like we'll probably record this episode a year from now and it'll be totally different. Totally different. We love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.
See you.